Bhajahure manam Sri Nanda Nandanaya Bhaya Charanara Bindare Bhajahure manam Sri Nanda Nandanaya Bhaya Charanara Bindare.
Very near to in Santa Cruz County. So Srila Govinda Maharaj, he is the follower and chosen successor of Srila Bhakti Rakak Srila Goswami Maharaj, who is recognized throughout the world for his contributions to the Siddhanta, or the understanding of the Gaudiya Vaishnava line. He was the disciple of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Srila Sridhar Maharaj especially is known among the followers of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur for his deep spiritual understandings and presentations. He's contributed much in the form of literature and songs that express the conclusions of the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who appeared in India little more than 500 years ago, and which re-established the actual teachings of Sri Sri Radha Govinda. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually Radha and Krishna combined, and we understand that divinity reveals itself to us through the Lord and His chosen representatives. In the Bhagavad Gita it's explained that the Lord personally, by Srila Guru Maharaj, so we are fortunate to have with us today Srila Govinda Maharaj. Without any further delay, I would like to
Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Vanchakalpatarubhascha Kripasindhubhaivacha Patitanang Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namo. Honorable Vaishnavrinda, respected gentlemen and ladies, beloved children, I am feeling so fortunate to come here to give some idea about the religion of the Jiva souls. That is, I ordered by my spiritual master the actual religion of the Jiva soul. They've forgotten and they are bonded by illusory environment, and whole Veda, Vedanta, Upanishad, etc. always trying to give that clue. If we'll try in the line of Vedas as well as Mahaprabhu, they immediately will get liberation from the bondage of Maya and can establish themselves their own property that plane of dedication with the devotional mood, and they will get everything auspicious and happy position for themselves. Srila Guru Maharaj not was sectarian. He wants to give proper knowledge about God, and we can understand through His divine grace that God is one, but He is not powerless. God means powerful with power and playful with power. Otherwise creation is not possible. Otherwise His divine play is not possible. God powers have three categories. Divine power, that's called Parashakti. With the divine power, He is always playful. And creation, it's coming from His marginal potency. And shadow potency also, active, that's called the Maya. The all is activated by the wills of the powerful. And powerfuls play for himself, not for others. But everybody, all the conditioned souls or liberated souls, everybody have position in that transcendental abode. Harihi nirguna sakshat Ishvara prakriti param mayam budasya chichakta koibalya sthito atmani. Beyond this mundane quality, quality is nirguna. Beyond this mundane quality, there the Lord always playful with His power. And that is eternal. This conception given Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the Vedanta Upanishad, everywhere we can see it. But what is our duty? Duty is we are very insignificant, coming from marginal potency. Automatically we must be attracted with that divine potency. And all the jiva soul, naturally they are attracted that playful divine potency. And divine abode of Lord, it's also manifested through their divine potency. And playful, every jiva soul is playful there with their Lord and varieties of relationship. This is eternal and going on. But unfortunately, some of the conditioned souls, some of the jiva souls, they are, when looking the Maya, immediate feelings coming, I can enjoy with this potency. That is, Maya is shadow potency. And they are coming, that illusory environment, jumping in the illusory environment, and suffering from death, birth, happiness, sadness, many things. And all temporarily coming in their lifetime, and they are suffering from several entity form, no? Entity form, not several jiva form, several species form. And Jalaja Navalokani, Stavara Lokabinshati, Krimayu Rudra Sankaka, Pokinang, the Solokakam, Trinshad Lokani, Pasabo Chatur Lokani Manova, 84 lakhs of fishes. What a key?
Species of life.
Species of life, and they are the condensing souls. They are taking death and birth, revolving,
Throughout those species.
Different species of life, cyclic order, they are going through their karma, and what they are doing, that reaction coming to them, and that reaction giving another reaction. We also know it, the thesis, when come out, then antithesis automatically coming, then synthesis harmonizing, again synthesis when getting the position of thesis, then antithesis automatically growing side by side. And also Newton's third law, we can see to every action there is equal and opposite reaction. And that way, reactionary world, they are the conditioned souls taking death, birth, happiness, sadness, many things, difficulties. But death and birth is very important question for them. They are making something but cannot enjoy with that. When death will come, they do not know. Leaving everything through their karma and reactionary karma, then they are taking another birth. This way they are revolving all the 84 lakhs of pieces. 8,400,000 pieces. And I told before that sloka, Jalaja Navalakani, 9 lakhs of pieces in the water. Stavara Lokhavingsati, 20 lakhs of pieces. The non-moving form, like trees, plants, etc. Anyhow, for that, some arrangement, always, that's also playful from the transcendental world, coming down in the material environment, and giving some consciousness as they have, but it is suppressed. If we realize, we can understand through Upanishad, je uttishtata jagrata pratpo varan nibodhata. You are sleeping, you do not know who you are, and you are dreaming many things coming in your life, but it is necessary, waken up and you try to proceed into your life's goal. And that process also they given for the help of that conditioned souls from the transcendental world, time to time, playful Lord himself or his representative coming down in this mundane world. This is our Muni Rishis' discovery. They feel it, they have seen it, and they organize it. And Vedas, it is knowledge of transcendental descending through the Guru Parampara. Representatives. Then that knowledge composed by Vedas, no? Compiled that knowledge, Vedas, and divided 4 Vedas, and gist of the Vedas, he composed the Vedanta Darshan and 18 Puranas and others also, many rishis. They research this matter and their satisfactory research written in form of their literature and commentaries also. And from there we can understand, and other sources that through the preceptorial line, when we are getting that transcendental knowledge through our Guru, we are also practicing that process, and through that we understand about this illusory environment and the transcendental abodes, some feelings, news, everything. As our capacity, we are getting that. Munis and yogis, they are also trying other way, but this is very appropriate in this age of Kali Yuga, Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam Ittutsrijya Vidherapi Kainkarcham Krishna Padaika Swayattam Saranagati. Bhakti Yoga means first surrender to your Lord and try to serve your Lord through some expert guidance. This is Bhakti Yoga, and there are process many, mainly 9 indicated. First you give your attentive hearing about your Lord, then you will feel it, it is your own property, and you try to
give that to others.
You try to meditate it through your mood of devotion, mood of dedication, and it will reveal in your heart, and you can try to glorify and spread it to others. Then your mood of devotion will increase, and side by side you try to feel that Lord's presence in your heart. Everywhere His presence, you will feel it, and after all you will try to serve under some good guardian. What you cannot see but you can feel, that will reveal to you very easily. There is some process in this age of Kali Yuga given in this is scriptures actually. That is, in this age, very easily you can connect through the transcendental sound vibration. And this process given Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You chant the holy name, and holy names, transcendental form, reveal in your heart. And through that you will get satisfaction, all satisfaction, and your mood of devotion will increase, and all illusory environment will go out from you, and feelings of transcendental Chidananda, Ananda, ecstasy, charm, beauty, love, everything, feelings, what is relationship with your Lordship, it will increase in your heart, and you cannot leave that association. And this process given Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is stated so long before the Vedas, when Ved reveal in this mundane, before that this knowledge revealed. And that divided way, many where it is spreaded, and spreaded in all religion also, their form is not same. But we can see the advice of the all religious expert, they are also given this process, they chant the holy name of their Lord. But Lord's own abode, that Goloka Vaikuntha, and he is playful there with love, charm, beauty, ecstasy, and varieties of charming quality and qualification. With that, his play, always they are flowing, and necessary to offer in that wave ourselves, connect within that wave, and that connection will come through that transcendental vibration. And the Lord's name, Lord, when He is the Satchidananda Vigraha, Sat, Chit, Evang Ananda. Sat means eternal and conscious, full of consciousness and full of ecstasy. That is His form. And that form, as Krishna, it's the sages, they feel like Vedavyas, like Narada, like Brahma. They all feel it. Not only feel, they also taken their some service, chants, and serving there. But as their capacity that way serving, and our connection through the divine name we can establish very firmly in the transcendental abode, and illusory environment go out from our vision and satta.
Reality.
Reality. Reality.
Truth.
This is the conception of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. My English is very poor, but I am trying as I have. But you are all qualified, consider with your qualification to understand these things. Everybody will be benefited with this conception, and for that I am trying to present something in front of you, but giving lecture is very difficult for me. But if you have any question about that, very short way I can answer that questions, and that is good for me. That is, there is no difficulty so much to explain. Anyhow, we are trying to preach it, and why? That is, it is instruction of our Lord. If you have any property, and that is spiritual property, if you will give to others, then your property will increase, 100 times will increase it, and they also will be benefited through it. ভারত ভূমিতে হইল মনুষ্য জন্ম যার, জন্ম সার্থক করি কর পর উপকার. Who is born in India, this is his first duty. You try to make yourself as a perfect servitor of the Lord and spread it to others for their super benefit. Jai Srila Govinda Goswami Maharaja ki jai. If you have any question, you can do it. And Maharaj first will tell something. Sripad Bhakti Ananda Sagar Maharaj, always helping me for our preaching program all over the world. And he wants to say something. He is very expert in English, and it will be very appropriate if you give your hearing from him.
Srila Govinda Maharaja ki jai. My obeisance to His Divine Grace, to you all. Today, it's very happy that His Divine Grace could come to San Jose State. Actually, his visit here is something that I wanted to happen, something like about 12 years ago, when I came to San Jose myself. So it's a very happy moment for me. I was fortunate to have his association and also the association of his teacher in India for a long number of years. Today, when Srila Vaishnava Maharaj came to his car, was late, he said, "Where are the students?" My reply is, "We are all students." Some of us are students of this university, some of us are students of His Divine Grace, who are not studying in this university, in this college. But our special happiness and joy is to have the association of a great teacher. Of course, I know that none of you are fooled by the fact that Srila Govinda Maharaj doesn't seem to speak very perfect English. Actually, his Divine Master also didn't care about that either, because Srila Govinda Maharaj is learned in the origin of all languages, which is accepted widely by the majority of linguists in this present era, that is Sanskrit. There have been debates, of course, about the Indological roots, etc., with other cultures. But in the main, you'll find that the historians of the world and the scientists and thinkers accept Sanskrit as the original language. And you've heard His Divine Grace's talk in punctuated by various phrases of Sanskrit. And his presentation is invigorating and satisfying to the true seekers and sincere searchers of the spiritual reality. And that was given by previous teachers going to the beginning of creation. So if any friends here today have any questions to present to His Divine Grace, I know that He's very happy to reply to those rather than give a lecture point blank. Because His Divine Grace, as is the nature of the Vaishnavas, or the servitors of the Supreme Lord, Sri Vishnu, or Krishna, their nature is always not to present themselves as professors, but they also think of themselves as students. The teacher of our teacher's teacher, he also said to his disciples, if you consider me as your teacher, that's healthy, no doubt. But I would advise you to consider me as, if you like, the monitor. I don't know in America what expression is used. When one student is placed in charge of a class, when the teacher or professor goes out for recess, that's called a monitor here, isn't it? Where I was brought up, it was called a prefect. Anyway, be as it may. If you consider me as a monitor, still I consider myself a student. In other words, there's no end to knowledge, there's no end to learning. And we're also searching for the absolute Godhead, and He is the infinite. However, as His Divine Grace has pointed out today, this knowledge is unending, and the absolute is a personality, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This has been given to us by the Vedic scriptures. And this knowledge was existing even before the Vedic scriptures were manifest in this world, revealed in this world through the great saints, sages, rishis, munis, or thinkers, and representatives. And that knowledge descends from higher to lower, from the higher echelons to the lower. In the present day and age, of course, we know that there's been an influx, a large influx of would-be teachers. Still, the glory of Indian thought, for want of better words. But the words are also good, because India is the land where spiritual matters have been cultured from time immemorial. And we find that the people of the world, all over the world now, in the future, and in this present era, are all turning to the wisdom of India. Unfortunately, in one respect, there has been an influx of teachers who may not have given the highest teachings of that reality, of that beautiful reality, who is known as Krishna, as His Divine Grace explained. But the popularity or if the majority, shall we say, if the majority may be ignorant, some philosophers say the majority, the masses may be ignorant, but still, by our good fortune, we can have the association and the proximity of experts. Ignorance doesn't presuppose that experts are absent. Moreover, something which is very rare, which is very intrinsically beautiful and necessary for our sincere search of the reality in its true ontological representation, that will not be denied a sincere a seeker. So as students, whether academic students or intellectual or spiritual students, we're all benefited by the presence of a true teacher. And that's what we've come for. And so any questions are welcomed. And His Divine Grace, I know, will enlighten us all with His reply. As I said, as Maharaj says, I don't know English very well, but true knowledge is not something that depends on a language. True knowledge is transmitted through a higher medium than a language, in that all languages of this world are imperfect. If there are languages of a higher plane, a higher realm, and those languages, those words, those, if we can define them, those thoughts, as Srila Maharaj said, those waves, they flow from the higher world down to the fortunate and sincere seekers in this world who want to fulfill the purpose of their human life and return to the original abode or divine home of the transcendental world. I thank you very much. Here's a question, please.
In the San Francisco, San Jose Bay Area, it is very popular, increasingly popular, to take up the worship of the goddess. And partly, I think, this is my personal opinion, but reflected in conversations with some of these, mostly women, some men, this seems to be both a political preference and a spiritual preference. They want to have a female deity, a supreme person, as you say in your culture, who is a goddess. They also want to have women in charge, women in control, women understanding, women preaching. Here we see five males on the stage who are very interested in spiritual life, but how does this relate to these women who really prefer to have a goddess to worship? I don't think, for one thing, I don't think that the one fault I find with the goddess worship is it seems to me very, very poorly developed, and I wish it were better developed. And I was wondering if you have anything you think you can contribute to their practice.
In this part of America, there's a general trend that the lady section of society should be given proper honor, more honor.
I want to hear from Maharaj.
They also may not hear the question.
He wants to have me on the mic as well. Okay, you can hold it. In this part of America, there's growing consciousness that a male human may not be, should not show superiority over a female. That the ladies, they also have their contribution to the human society, and many are found taking the position of leaders. And we're happy to hear your culture and your teachings, but here we see there are 5 gentlemen present. To 5 gentlemen are here to give the teachings, but
I understand.
Yes,
I understand. Actually, this meeting organized our one female devotee.
yes.
She is Brajamohini Devi Dasi, And with her, mostly female devotee, here seated, they organized. And our mart in Soquel, they have got first honor for continuing our mission. Yes. But we come from outside of India, outside of America. Maharaj come from New Zealand. That Maharaj also come from Vrindavan. This Maharaj come from New Jersey. And here our representative, temple president, this Maharaj, Janardhan Maharaj. And you know, I come from India. Actually, we are seated here as show this religious movement all over the world. We are preaching country by country. There we have representative. But our full honor, enjoying our female devotee in our Soquel mart, that is, we are respecting them as our mother. And then here is actually may not be show, but behind always there like the potency of the Lord, they are supplying energy to all the male devotee. There is no problem to understand it. And here seated so many our women devotee, and they are all leaders actually. Here is from Bengal another lady devotee, Devamoyi Devidasi. She is living in Concord and she is organizing there our mission. It is for others' information, I given that some knowledge. But we not consider female or male that way. Where is devotion, there our honor always we are paying to them. But female and male, it is different, no doubt. But in the line of devotion, actually our highest conception, when we will get that position, all we are actually holding our existence within female circle. Maybe someone, maybe Daksharas, or a relationship with Lord, that Daksharas, and someone have relationship Shukras. Serving.
Or friendship relationship.
Friendship. But mostly our sampradaya means our school of devotion. It is under guidance of Rupa Goswami Prabhu in this mundane, but transcendental abode there also sees powerful expansion, powerful expansion. No.
These women who are worshipping goddess, all right, they are taking mostly tradition from so-called Celtic religion.
Mm-hmm. So-called Celtic.
An ancient race who worshipped goddess form.
Goddess form.
Goddess form?
They are worshipping a goddess and taking that conception from the ancient Celtic race.
Yes. And I'm wondering if there's... India is kind of a repository of knowledge and experience in cultivating spiritual life, if you will, principles and practices. Do you have anything to offer to these women who wish to worship the goddess?
India has an all-round way. India contains all teachings and knowledge in the spiritual wisdom. So what can be offered for these persons here who worship the goddess?
It was vague. The goddess conception was vague. Can you give a more definite conception of the goddess, supreme goddess?
Maharaj, what you want to say, to tell? Yeah. It is appropriate answer, I think so.
When the words of Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur, he presented that actually the supreme truth is neither male or female, but he spoke of predominating and predominated moiety. Moiety, the word means half. So Krishna is the predominating person, but his internal potency, that is called predominated moiety, and neither can exist without the other. Actually, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who we follow, is the combined form of Radha and Govinda. And both elements are there, both male and female within the absolute truth. It is not that the absolute truth is either male or female, but both is actually present there. So,
Sasakti Shaktiman. Sasakti Shakti. With power, the powerful. This is the form of Supreme Personality of Godhead. But it is playful. Then they are divided as power and powerful. Okay.
then one time Srila Govinda Maharaja gave the example of just like the light bulb. The light bulb emanating light, but it is actually situated within the light, you can say light socket. Power is flowing through that bulb. Without power, that bulb has not the ability to be able to emanate light. So when we speak of transcendence, there is both power and the powerful, or what is called Shaktiman, the source of that power, and also the power itself. And both are together. Now, actually within our tradition, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he described that within India, many persons, they may talk about the worship of Krishna, but we are also actually the followers of Shri Shri Radha Krishna. We cannot separate Krishna from his potency. And in this way, actually, our line of vision, Srila Saraswati Thakur, he said, what we are following, he gave one word he spoke of as Shuddha Shaktas. Shuddha Shaktas mean the worshippers of that divine potency of the Lord. We are more interested in serving the servitor of the Lord than serving the Lord directly. In the scriptures, the Puranas, Krishna himself says, he who says he's my devotee, he is not so much my devotee, but who is presenting, who says that he is the devotee of my devotee, he is my real devotee. So we are not saying that we are approaching the Lord directly, but actually our approach is through the servitor line. One understanding was given is that the exclusive devotees who are in the Lord's service, they are 24 hours a day engaged in the Lord's service, and Krishna, he wants to present, he wants to serve them, but they will not accept any service from the Lord. They are engaged 24 hours a day in His service, so there is not that opportunity to accept service from the Lord.
Okay. Yes?
main aim and main goal of yoga is to get in touch with our true nature or to find truth, so to speak. Why is there different forms of classes? Why
are there different kinds of yoga? Hatha yoga, Raja yoga, why are there different kinds of yoga? The main goal.
Yoga means karmasu kausalam. Krishna said in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, yoga means practicing process. There's somebody practicing through only activity, pious activity, that called karma yoga. Somebody with hatha yoga, there is asana, pranayam, dhyan, dharana, nididhyasana, samadhi, etc. They are practicing that way. And every yogas have some destination. Jnana yoga, they are also, who is practicing Jnana yoga, his destination up to Brahma. Who is practicing hatha yoga up to destination, and his destination up to Paramatma Tattva. And karma yoga, they are merging to others. They have destination up to Sargaloka, but it can extend through others' association. And Bhakti yoga, this exclusive mood of devotion to their Lord, and practicing process also something different. But all destination is not same. Who wants to go San Francisco, he will go to San Francisco, or in America, but different their city. But all is city of America. Like that, karma yogi, they are always merging some another yoga. Otherwise, they are not getting proper result. But Jnana yogas have own some destination. And hatha yoga destination, they are getting Paramatma Purusha Sakkhatkar. And they are merging that loka. Vadanti tat tattvavidas tattam jas jnanamadvayan brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdate. Three destination, mainly we can see Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Through Jnana yoga we can march up to Brahma loka. And Paramatma feelings getting through hatha yoga. But in bhakti yoga, practicing bhakti yoga, they are getting the Bhagavat loka. Jadgata nanivartante tadhama paramangama. Krishna Gita said, that is my own abode. Through the devotion, you can come to my own abode, but they are practicing process. Manmana bhava, mad bhakto bhava, mad jaji bhava, mang namaskuru. What is English, Maharaj? Manmana, give your mind to me. Manmana bhava, mad bhakto.
Become my devotee.
Yes,
Become my devotee. Do my worship. And I promise you, you will come to me.
Oh, full you would explain.
Yes.
Manmana bhava, mad bhakto bhava, mad jaji bhava, mang namaskuru.
And always bow down to me. Give your respects to me. And I promise you, you will certainly come to me because you are beloved of me.
And I shall give service in my abode to you. The first bhakti yogas, their first qualification is surrender. Surrender fully. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Then he will take charge of us. And our practicing process, there may be some fault, maybe not, all going to his own account. This is the bhakti yoga practicing. But yoga means karmashu kaushalam. It is only practicing process what English? Kaushal? Wisely, they are trying to practice in different process.
Skillfully, wisely,
Different process, but all process not going in same place. All destination not is same place. There is some different category, different level. Bhur bhuva sa gradation, this thing is. Bhur bhuva sa mahajana tapo satyalok. Then upper 7 class, 7 standard class in upper level. And beyond that, existing the transcendental world. And it is all included within this Brahmanda, this universe.
In other words, also that there are different destinations because the Lord expands himself in different ways.
Yes.
When the effulgence of the Lord, that effulgence is sustaining all the planets. That's the effulgence. All the planets are resting in that. That is called the Brahma Jyoti. It is the light coming from the Lord. And by the practice of Jnana Yoga, one can merge into that effulgence. But it is an artificial, in one sense you could say, that is coming from the Lord, it is non-different from the Lord, but it is an artificial position, from a higher perspective. That is an artificial position because the living entity has qualities, he has desires, he has his own, he has a spiritual existence, and that is like a dormant or sleeping position to being merged into that effulgence. So another expansion of the Lord is Paramatma. The Lord expands himself in the heart of all living entities. And the yogis also meditate on that Paramatma form. But all these are emanations from Bhagavan, the source of everything. That verse that was quoted is Vedanti tat tat bhavidam tattvam yat jnanamadvayam brahmati paramatmati bhagavani tishabite. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it explained that all these things are actually emanations from that personality of Godhead. The term Godhead maybe it's not so much known in our normal conversation, but the word is used to distinguish what is the source of all the expansions of transcendence. Of everything is coming from him. He's the source. So that supreme Godhead, that target, that is attained by Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means actually devotion and dedication.
The spiritual method, if until connect with him, we cannot understand which way we shall go. Here in this building, we invited by the authority, no doubt, but we do not know which way we shall come. There we need some guide, and spiritual master is a guide. He is guiding us, but we are, that is practicing spiritual life, then we are attached so much with spiritual master. And why? In the form of spiritual master, our Lord, he is helping to us. And for that, it is so important, exclusively we will try to understand from our spiritual master with the mood of Pranipāt, Pariprasna and Seva. That is submission and enquiry and service. Then spiritual master always necessary. Material world also there is necessary, the teacher. Then it is very appropriate. But spiritually we will get help direct from our Lord. That is, we need we want our Lord's mercy. And Lords have Sarvatokhi Shiromukham, Sarvata Panipadantat Sarvatokhi Shiromukham. He can see everything. And he also can see my heart, what I want, what I need. And immediately from that upper level, his help will come in front of me as my Guru. But Guru must be perfect, and somehow going the business as Guru, that is not perfect thing. That always imitation in this world, where you will go, there you will see the original and imitation. Original means? Original, no? Genuine and imitation. It is possible to be cheated by imitation, but you must be conscious about that. And it is also stated in the scripture, taking the religious instructor as Guru, before that you must examine him. As possible by you, you cannot examine his full the qualities and qualification. But as you have some feelings, that way you must try to first know his real spiritual world knower or he is a cheater. You must inquire first. But after taking shelter, you have no right to inquiry. But before that, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you can wait for inquiry. But if you are satisfied with him, you immediately take shelter to him and not wait 1 second. That is, your lifetimes is not certain that you will alive up to 70 years or 80 years. Tomorrow you cannot say what will be for you. Then today if you will get that knowledge, inspiration, from today you will try. This is the advice of Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad was very junior age devotee, a young boy, but he enlightened by Narad Goswami, and he have got all transcendental knowledge